My fourth rank 5 is of course Silk, and so now I have to show you some cool fights that I've taken with her, starting with this Realm of Legends Juggernaut, and this fight is going to be without synergies. We'll have a synergies fight directly after, but for this one, we are just going to do normal Silk stuff. We're going to try to keep as many physical vulnerabilities as possible, throw some nice hitting heavy attacks, and then for Realm of Legends style health pools, we'll be doing the SP3 rotation, where I think every other fight in this video will be doing SP2 rotation. So if you want to know how to play Silk, I already have a guide out, you can search that one up, but otherwise I'm just going to be talking like how I would normally be playing her. So we're going to get to the SP3, we're going to stack some physical vulnerabilities. We have the ability to take risky intercepts when they have bars of power because of our evade, so that's cool. And then we throw our SP3 with a good amount of physical vulnerabilities. We're going to dash in, do a 3-hit combo, then do a 2-hit combo, into a 5-hit combo, and watch what we're going to do here. We're going to go into the striker, light attack, pause, light attack again into another 5-hit combo, which goes to the SP2. That technique with the light attack into another light attack is very difficult and it takes a lot of timing practice, but over time I've finally gotten the ability to do it very consistently, and so yeah, that took a lot of practice to be able to get the timing on, but now I can do that. So don't feel too bad if you're not able to do that method yet. You could just do the into SP1 instead of SP2 and it still does plenty of damage. So this fight we have with synergies, and really the only main synergy here is the one with Classic Spidey, which makes Silk's SP2 inflict webbing stacks, which increase our burst damage. So those are cool, but they're definitely completely unnecessary. But it's just something cool I thought that we might want to see in this fight. So this SP3 I throw with less physical vulnerabilities than the other one, but as you're going to see, the SP2 is going to get hit harder because of that webbing. And now we just do our regular Silk stuff, go into the relic, light attack, pause, light attack into 5-hit combo, ending with heavy cancel into SP2. You can see the webbing getting stacked up there, and then it does 118,000 damage in red in 52 seconds. Completely crazy. And here is another fight. This is against Realm of Legends Captain Marvel. I just wanted to show that double crit on the end of the SP2 that just did so much damage, man. It's honestly ridiculous. Anyway, next up we have these generic Battlegrounds fights that I like to show. This is against like a rank 3 6-star, but I'd ideally have actual Battlegrounds fights, but since the mode is down right now, I have to wait until Wednesday when it comes back, and then I have to actually take time to get the fight. So I'll get a Silk and Battlegrounds showcase at rank 5 eventually, but right now I just can't really do that, obviously, because the game mode's not around. So we throw our SP2 at him by canceling with a heavy attack, and this does a lot less damage than it would if we were actually in Battlegrounds, because in Battlegrounds you always have extra time to get your relic activated quicker. So yeah, we could have gotten an extra Fury if we canceled into the relic, but we couldn't do that here because it doesn't charge fast enough, but it does charge very fast in Battlegrounds, so fun fact. Anyway, next up we have Venom the Duck, which is basically a rank 4 on defense, so this is a bit better of a judge than the other fight. Ignore that combo I took. It was just doing a little risky stand-up intercept, basically. We're going to we're going to finish a combo instead of throwing our SP2 first. I probably should have just thrown the SP2, but now we're just dashing in, doing our regular stuff, and then now we have 6 vulnerabilities. When we threw the SP2, we get the Fury. Does a good bit of damage, and all of this is without class advantage too. If Silk had class advantage and we're just fighting a Mystic, these defenders die even faster. It's pretty great, and now my cat's yelling. Anyway, that fight was fun. 44 seconds without class advantage, definitely pretty good. And so this is in Cav EQ. I'm not really showing you these fights so you know how well she does for Cav EQ, but I saw some really potent Mystic defenders here, and I figured they'd be interesting for you to see, so we'll start with MCoC. And the way that Silk counters MCoC is the fact that obviously you have slow, so that when he gets enraged you can just heavy attack and then he's not going to go unstoppable anymore. But we also have the ability to completely evade his SP2, which is always very nice. because of the Silk sense. So that's a really nice utility to have. I'm trying to not trigger the evade to get extra Furies, but sometimes it just happens, so it's a little unfortunate because I'm trying to not inflate her damage on purpose so you can just see how she does for these defenders, but it is what it is. We just got all the Furies from that, so it's kind of hard to show exactly what I mean, but that's okay, because again, the point for a lot of these is just to show you how well she takes these big Mystic defenders. So yeah, MCoC goes down very quickly. Granted, of course, it's CAV-EQ, but that's about the same amount of time it would take in Battlegrounds, or even faster in Battlegrounds, if I'm being honest. So next up is Tigra, who was also just on the path, so I figured I'd take her since she's a Mystic that you do sometimes see on the defense. Not nearly as often as MCoC, because he's definitely a much better defender than she is, but you know, I've placed Tigra on defense myself quite a bit sometimes, so I figured it was worth the show. And so we're just gonna bait the SP1, we're gonna get closer to our SP2, do some nice intercepts. We have to deal with the node that is giving them protection, which is a little unfortunate, but that's okay. Now that we knock it down, it's gone for another 15 seconds, so we have plenty of time to get a window for our damage. And now we're just stacking the physical vulnerabilities, cancel an SP2, and it does plenty of damage, and it's definitely enough to kill her. So, next up is Ebony Maw, with the same nodes, except he doesn't have the protection node for this one, because it's a different path. I don't even remember what the secondary node is, but it doesn't matter, because we're just here to see how she counters Ebony Maw. And the way she does that is with her easy access to her heavy attack, being able to get rid of his focus very quickly. We also can't trigger our Dex buff, so that gives him less of a chance to nullify us, which is pretty cool. And also, Maw's SP2 really sucks to Dex, but I say that and then I fully Dex it on accident. I was going to assume that the evade would be showcased there, but I somehow Dexed that one correctly. But it's okay, because, you know, we would have evaded if we messed up. But yeah, Maw got completely obliterated there in 32 seconds, so pretty fun. So this stuff is from the side quest, and it's mainly more utility showcased. I'm going to show her against this Mojo here, and I talked about on the Maw fight how she doesn't gain a Dex buff, and the Dex buff is really the main thing that makes Mojo annoying in my opinion, because if he is in his anti-life field and you trigger a Dex buff, you cannot hit again until his anti-life field goes away, or else you'll get degened from the Dex buff leaving. So we don't want to do that, so it's pretty nice that we have our ability to not get a Dex buff on ourselves. Now, unfortunately, with this node, we cannot use a heavy attack twice in 12 seconds because we'll get faltered, so I could have one-shotted him with the SP2 if I had that opportunity, but it's okay because, again, utility showcase. And last up is just another utility showcase mainly, which is her slow from the heavy attack. And we have another node hindering her, being small arms. Our heavy attacks are going to hit less and less the more we use them, so I'm not going to be using as many heavy attacks as I normally would. I'm going to mess up a few times in this fight just from random screw-ups. I don't really know how to describe it, but yeah, we're mainly just trying to keep the slow active when he throws a special attack and keep Bane off of ourselves without using too many heavy attacks, because we're always going to hit less and less on the heavy attacks the more times we use them. But now we're just trying to get an intercept because I'm trying to stack physical vulnerabilities and he's really just not letting me, which is unfortunate. But we're going to cancel into a relic and then cancel into an SP2, and it's going to do a very large amount of damage. Granted, we're doing all of this while we're trying to avoid unblockable, because every time we hit him he's going to go unblockable just because of how Silk works, because with the node. So that's cool. But now he's at SP2 and he's down to 31%, so my next SP2 is definitely going to kill him because I have the relic, and yeah, we're going to have 2 Furies and a very large amount of physical vulnerabilities, and just like that, he is very dead, and that is my showcase of Silk at rank 5. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next one.